Yo, 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 good morning. Grateful for another maggot-free day above the dirt. So this is another video that's kind of straying from the path that most of the videos have been on. Most of the videos have been this linear trajectory of segueing from one aspect of teaching into another in a nice flow. But every now and then I have something on my mind that strays from that. So the last video was like that as well. And it was kind of I called it a secret spiritual teaching, which was that the secret spiritual teaching was, I don't care. So that was the last video. And check that out if you missed it. But this video is another in that vein of secret spiritual teachings that I'm calling I don't know. So I don't know. And in all seriousness, a really, really vital part of spiritual practice. Now, knowledge can be twofold. It can be information that we've gathered and held on to, or it could be the experience of experience, meaning that the knowledge we have is based on experience rather than just what we're told or what we read or what we think. That's the big one, what we think. And truly, we really can't know anything without experience. We can have a lot of knowledge, and the knowledge can be accurate, but can we say we really know if we haven't experienced it at work in our lives, if we haven't been affected by it in an experimental way? So the Zen teaching that says not knowing is most intimate simply means that to know that we don't know, to know what we don't know, is the closest we can get to our true nature, our true self. It's the most reality-based expression of knowing that we can have. And, you know, most of the difficulty in our lives and that hinders our spiritual evolution is thinking that we know and having extreme conviction and a rigid, fixed stance over those deeply held beliefs in our own knowledge. And this is what keeps us stuck. It keeps us attached. It keeps us entangled because it doesn't give us the spaciousness to be open-minded, to consider different perspectives, to open to maybe new teachings. So, but we spend most of our life based on what we think we know, that we haven't verified if it's true or not, and hold fast to deep beliefs of what we know but haven't experienced. So that's why most of everything that we do in life, our actions, our thoughts, our reactions, our responses, even when well-intentioned, can be at the very least wrong and at the very worst extremely unhealthy, because they're coming from a place of that's not true, that's not real. And you know, this ties in a little to improper thinking, which I talked about in a few videos prior to this. Improper thinking is thought rooted in what's not true. But this video is more about do we know what's true and not true? And again, that's rooted in, have we experienced it for ourselves? And that's what the Buddha said. Don't take my word for it. Be a light unto yourself. Find your own way. Disregard and let go of any teaching that doesn't ring true once experienced. So this stuff is vital stuff, and it destroys us. It literally destroys us. How many times have we thought, Oh, I know she's doing this. I know he's doing this. I know he meant this when he said that. I know. And then we run with that initial thought and create scenarios and narratives that just overwhelm us with negativity, with harm. So the reality is we most of the time don't know. What we're doing is supposing, we're assuming, or we're just creating a false narrative that fits how we feel. If I'm hurt or angry or resentful, creating these situations or these thoughts I know gives me the ability to blame, to scapegoat, to avoid what I'm feeling. So I'll end it with, if we realize how much we don't know, if we realize that we truly don't know, by that not knowing, we know a tremendous amount. We know more, much more from not knowing. And maybe to make that a bit more accurate, we know so much more of what's true and real and pertinent to ourselves and our lives than if we cling to what we think we know. So that's really important, because when we let go of, quote, knowing all these things that really haven't been verified, it frees us. To use a number, if our life is cluttered with 100 things that are just overwhelming us and dragging us down and causing us pain and suffering, if we can really clear-mindedly see what we don't know, that 100 shrinks to like 4 or 5 or a handful of things that are much more easily managed. So to try to manage all this untruth and delusion and illusion that we're so convinced, that we have such conviction in, based on really nothing, or based on unhealthy, unwholesome motivations and intentions, when we rid ourselves of all that, there's not much to deal with except what's right in front of us, which is then easily managed. So I hope this was helpful. Have a grateful, maggot-free day above the dirt. Peace out.